Hey, it's Jimmy and John from the Strumbellas, and we are on Bothering the Band podcast with Ryan and Abby right now.
Hey Jimmy,
What's going on, buddy?
what's going on? What's going on?
How are you?
Perfect timing.
Hello.
Doing quite well. Doing quite well. How's everyone's 2024?
Cold.
Oh yeah, you guys are in cold places. So my name's Ryan. This is Abby, the producer, and all I can say is we're huge fans, and I hope you're ready for some really stupid questions. And when you think stupid questions, we'll top it. It'll be a challenge we happily meet.
Okay, sounds good.
That's an interesting challenge because I think we have asked ourselves many of stupid questions in an effort to pass time when we're on the road. So yeah.
Okay, welcome to Bothering the Band. Icebreaker question with Jimmy and John of the Strumbellas. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Very different, I feel like. I'm like the absolute early bird. Like if I'm being honest with you guys, past 9 o'clock on a good night, if I'm not doing anything, I am like curled up reading a book close to going to bed. And then I'm up at 5 a.m. the next morning. Like that's my go-to setting.
I'm the opposite. We have a call at about 9:30 in the morning, and there's times like I will drag myself out of bed and feel disheveled on that call because I'm so tired. I love to stay up late and get creative late night kind of. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of the follow-up is where you're most creative. Because I feel like it's either or. I'm with John. I am early. I get up super early. I am the most creatively productive in the morning. Um, so Jimmy, are you just like the juices are flowing in the evening?
Yeah, I find that like I get more awake at that time of night kind of thing, and then I just start making noises and just mess around. Maybe as well too getting inspired by a movie or like a tune that comes up kind of thing, and then it's just that later that buzz. And I love the idea that everybody's asleep and everybody's kind of like the planet switched off kind of thing, which is not, but it feels like it at the time.
You said making noises, and I just imagined you beatboxing. Like that's how you get into, you know.
That's how it starts. It's that's I'm trying to launch my beatbox career off of the back of the Strumbellas for sure.
He's always sending us beatbox ideas on WhatsApp at like 11 p.m. and I'm not getting them until 5:15.
Their audio messages.
I feel like
Yeah.
Jim, it's still terrible. It's still terrible. Keep working at it.
Oh man, well, we're so happy to have you guys. To say that we're fans of the Strumbellas is really putting it lightly. No joke. My 9-year-old daughter is thrilled. Like this is like putting her dad on the map right now
Oh
because
yeah.
the Strumbellas like hits so hard for us in my household. Like she has a framed vinyl version of Hope in her bedroom. And so thank you. Yeah, this is not more than just a couple dumb questions. And yeah, we're thrilled to have you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we're happy to be here. That's so awesome to hear. Like it's always, it's sort of cool sometimes to like have a very, very fan base. Like, you know what I mean? Like to have like a 9-year-old and a 9-year-old. Like I think our fans can kind of span that genre, and I think it's great. It's awesome. I love it.
Oh, great. And we're down in Florida too. You made it. You made it all the way down here.
Sweet.
Amazing.
So that brings me to the next silly question is why I don't think Florida's on the tour for Part-Time Believer. We're gonna skip over that, but I think the last time you guys were here, were you with Young the Giant, John? Do you remember this?
Like that. I mean, that's going back a while now for sure. Like I feel like it was like a radio show, but it would have been quite a while ago. And man, my memory is bad. So like that like sounds about right, but I don't really actively remember like in great detail the last time we are in Florida. But we've definitely hit Florida a bunch of times for sure. Like we've been around Florida.
I'm happy you say memories because that's Florida gets a bad rap. So I my question is, do you have any good Florida memories you'd like to share with Floridians?
I mean, obviously, like probably the worst Florida-based meme is like the Florida man meme. I don't have, I unfortunately don't have like any good Florida stories. I remember like it being really hot, which you guys are also known for. Um, but beyond that, that's about it mostly. I just remember like extreme heat, good show. I like don't have a story where I'm like, yeah, I'm like walking down the road and like there's a guy walking an alligator there, and I'm just like, huh, what a wild thing. Like I feel like it was like pretty on the level, honestly, unfortunately.
Jimmy, got any Florida tales?
We so nothing to do with music whatsoever, but we had a holiday with my dad. This is going back a number of years. And we had a holiday with my dad and my stepmom, and my aunt came out as well too. And they kind of booked this Florida trip, and it was, we didn't realize it. We went down and we were super excited for the sun and the beach and all that sort of stuff. But it was more of like an old age person's retreat kind of thing. And we were there, and it was fun. It was a fine like little vacation and getaway. And I have a buddy, Zach, who's a tattoo artist down there. And the one night he came, he like drove over to where we were staying, and he bought a big case of Yingling beer. And we just laid on the beach and like looked up, and there was like an asteroid shower happening at the time. And it was one of those nights, it was just so picturesque. It was my brother, Zach, and I just on the beach, kind of like watching, and it was just really pretty and kind of like just stuck in my mind. And it was just like a magic, like tie off to the end of a nice, relaxing vacation. And we just like laid there for hours. It was cool.
Well, that's amazing. I'm so happy you didn't have any like horrible or violent Florida stories, reptilian Florida stories, stuff like that. Uh, those are great. No story and great story. That's a win for Florida as a state.
We're up.
Okay, do you own a shovel?
A snow shovel.
You own a snow shovel.
Snow shovel, yes.
No regular shovel.
No.
Is that because of the song?
Yes, there you go. There's a couple in here that might
Okay.
you might they might click for song titles, album titles, stuff.
We have a shared shovel. Dave has it right now. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
he's keeping a tight grip on it right now.
Like it's the shovel that inspired the song. We kind of like we like to keep it. It's like the Stanley Cup. It kind of rotates. It like moves around. Location to location. It's just too important to like let stay in any one place.
Yeah.
I
Do
mean,
you put names on it like after someone's completed their driveway? Like, do they get
Yeah.
their name
Oh,
on it
exactly.
like the
Yeah.
cup does?
Yeah. The whole handle is just growing with various like the same names repeated over and over and over again. Yeah.
Shared Snow Shovel is a good name for a song.
Yeah, I'm into it. You'll get 5%.
No, just put my name in the liner notes. We're good to go. Put bothering the band somewhere. Okay, going back to the time question: late, early, on time. Let's rat someone out in the band. Who is always late in the band?
That's probably a bit of a tie, maybe, but like let's just name names here, Jimmy. You know what I mean? Like Dave, that guy's late all the time. You know what I mean? Like
God damn it, Dave.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up between Dave and myself. Like I can be, I'm either like 10 minutes early or I'm 35 minutes late. There's no in between.
I would also say this though, like this is not just an attempt to cover up for Dave and Jimmy. I think on the whole, we're an extremely punctual band. Like I just think like we'll, like it feels like, hey, no, it's like, the flight's at 8 a.m. We're like, oh, we're good. Like, we're going straight to bed. It's like, we're like, we're not late. And yeah, I think there's like a lot of social pressure in our band to be on time. We will definitely like shame you for being late too. So like, we got to keep people on track too.
I was gonna ask Jimmy if you got shit when you're late, like if you're perpetually late. Do they give you shit? And he just answered.
Yeah, it's not, but like it's not a consistent crazy thing. Like yeah. But yeah, he nailed it. He nailed it.
Okay, who's the best dancer in the band?
I mean, that's probably Dave too.
Yeah, Dave or Izzy, I think, is the toss up.
You know, like Dave's really got the moves on stage. He's got the high kicks on stage. Like, uh, I think for a guy who is remaining stationary at a keyboard for the whole show, I think he's dancing better than I am as a guy who's not at a keyboard. So I would definitely put Dave at the top.
Oh, Dave is the front man of our band. Like I've come to terms with it like completely. It's he is the focal point, and I'm loving it.
Do you think Dave like practices when he, so this is building up to the question, when's the last time you were on a dance floor? But I picture Dave like in his off time just going to random dance clubs and practicing.
I think he's practicing with the shovel. Like when he's out there shoveling and he's just working on his dance moves. You get a high kick, you know?
That could be something we could bring to stage, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of like digging a hole.
Yeah. Flipping it over.
Just a giant grin on his face.
Yeah, just loving it.
Okay, last time either of you were on a dance floor, like a real dance floor, wedding, club, something like that.
Yeah, mine was honestly it was a wedding. And it was the first date with my girlfriend that was 4 months ago. We had a wedding as a first date, and it was either going to be a really good story and completely blow up in our faces, or be a really good story and a lovely relationship, which it's turned into. So
Yeah,
that was my luck.
That's the test. You're like, let's test this early.
And I cannot dance worth a damn too. So it was awkward for sure. I was kind of just jigging there. Like unless we're playing a gig and I'm moving about and flailing, no moves, no rhythm.
John?
It's hard to top that. Like I think mine is just like I saw this cool Toronto-based cover band called Dwayne Gretzky that always like puts on like an awesome party, and um also there with my girlfriend too, Jimmy, she's also amazing as well. I'll mention that. But like I
Girlfriend Brad.
like Jimmy, like I cannot dance to save my life. I don't understand it from like a theoretical or a practical. I just don't understand how to move my body in a way that looks like I'm actually dancing. It looks like I'm the Elaine Bennis person flailing about, and I'm come to terms with that.
Well, now all our listeners have to take a drink anytime someone references Seinfeld, which is a lot. We should start that drinking game.
I like that.
I was trying not to do it, but you did it for me, so thank you. When's the last time you went into a physical bank?
For me, it was like this is a true story, like probably 2 months ago. I do a lot of the band's banking actually. I'm kind of like we share a lot of responsibilities. I'm kind of the banking guy. And for like years, while all you people were probably using like bank apps to deposit checks, I was like still going in and we still get show checks like for shows, right? So like I'm still going, I'm waiting in line. And like literally maybe 2 months ago, I finally got a banking app on my phone and I deposited a check that way. And I was just like mind blown. And I was like, how have I not been doing this all along? Like I've been like collecting them and then like getting in my car, driving to the bank and waiting in the line. And like everyone else in the world was in the future and using mobile deposit. And I just got onto that. So I was in a bank recently.
Mine, I'm gonna out myself here. It was probably about 2 months ago as well. And I had a check that was in American, and so I couldn't do it on the app, so I had to go into the bank to do it. And then I was late for practice because the guy in front of me took forever. And I was like, guys, traffic is atrocious right now. I'm gonna be so late. And it was because the guy had a million checks in front of me. I think it was John.
Oh, that's hilarious. Way to bring it back around. Abby, when's the last time you were in a physical bank?
Recently.
I thought of this question. I was like, this is brilliant. I was like, I can't even remember the last time.
No, I'm old school. Like I go into the post office, I go into the bank, I don't like all the buttons and computers and phone things. Because secretly I'm 95.
I mean, I was late to the game as well, but I'm still like all the pay, everything paid is direct deposit. So I'm like, I don't even know how much money I have. Whatever.
Tomorrow's issue.
Okay, what was your first, and I have in parentheses, part-time, wink, wink, job? What was your first part-time job?
My first part-time job, I definitely had a paper route when I was a kid. And oh my God, what was it called? The Lindsay Examiner, maybe, which is like a small town in Ontario where like a bunch of the band is from. Um, and true story, I live in like a rural area outside of Lindsay. So like my mom would drive me and my sister to the neighborhood where we delivered our papers because to walk there would have taken like an hour and a half. So my mom, well, I had a paper route that then my mom would drive us around and we'd deliver the paper that way. Because you could have sort of, I suppose I could have biked over there, but like it would have been too far to bike too.
Well, it's funny you say that. Did you have to, as a young person, collect the payments from the customers?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's wild to me. We've had some people on this pod. We know people who had paper routes as kids, and that is wild. That you're like, okay, kid, now you have to go collect like a mobster from these.
The money.
Yeah.
And you had your little hole punch card, and you'd like you'd punch out whenever if they paid for that week, and you'd collect like the 235 or whatever, and like put in a bag, and then you would like, oh yeah.
Yeah. It's wild. Jimmy, what was your first job?
Mine on like legitimately was so like I worked a bit for my dad like in factories like that he was working at in the UK, but that was just kind of like on the side kind of thing when I was a kid during the summers. But probably the first one was an actual part-time job was the ice park, and it was running the scoreboard for like this men's hockey thing. And it was the crustiest old hockey bros that were like just screaming at you. And there's so many buttons on this thing. And like I'd get it wrong, and they'd just scream at you and lay into you when you were pushing the wrong buttons. And I'm like, I lasted maybe 2.5 weeks, and I'm like, I'm not going back in. They keep yelling at me. So I had a habit of working these jobs, buying everything I wanted, and then quitting the jobs as soon as I bought like the new iPod that I wanted to get. And yeah, it was bad. It was just ran them off.
I think Abby and I were similar growing up. It's like a bunch of rando jobs that we knew didn't matter. So like anytime, so I worked at all the fast food places, and like anytime someone was like mean, I'm like, I'm not coming back here. Like you're 16, like who cares? Like
yeah, same boat.
Perfect segue. Fast food. What are your thoughts on Taco Bell? Strumbellas. There's a connection. Get it?
Taco Bell's. I love it personally. I don't know. I can't speak for John, but I love it. I don't like the afters. That's not fun. But you know when you just do something, you're like, who cares about the repercussions? That's once every couple of months for me. Is Taco
I like
Bell.
the afters. Oh, watch out. The afters. It's like
That is the nicest way to describe the after experience, Jimmy, that I've ever heard before.
right.
I'm with Jimmy, man. I think Taco Bell is delicious. I don't think I get it a lot. I do remember the last time I ordered it, like it was like one of those things where it's like you have to spend $20 on Uber Eats to get free delivery or whatever. And you would not believe how much Taco Bell you can buy for one human being for $20.
An efficient restaurant for the family.
Yeah.
That was my first part-time job.
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
That's amazing.
I work there. Sorry.
No, I'm so happy you both had positive things to say about Taco Bell. If someone asked like who you wanted to be a sponsor of the podcast, I think Taco Bell might be number one. We love it too. We understand I look at it like a celebration. I'm like, ooh, let's be back. Like I had a good month. Let's be back. Go to Taco Bell. But I also will defend defend it because it gets a bad rap. If you tell someone, I'm in the suburbs, you tell like one of these fit moms, hey, Taco Bell, they're like, what? It's like you drank poison. So shout out to Taco Bell, sponsor Father in the Band, and use a Strumbella song in your commercial for $1 billion. There you go. Are you afraid of snakes?
I'm not crazily like, yeah, like a massive one. I'd be like, no, thank you very much. But if there's one on the path, I can like walk past it.
Okay.
But,
you're not gonna freak.
No.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not like going up to go pet a snake I find in the wild or whatever. Like if we're in Australia or something, I'm not seeking them out, but like if I see one. Um Actually, when we played in Texas last year, and um we were at this like ranch house thing we are staying at for this festival, and I actually late at night, and I remembered, oh, I left my guitar out in the outside, and I'll get it. And I walked out, and I almost stepped on a rattlesnake that was just like out there on the path, and I was looking at it, and I was like, that could have been really bad, like, huh, and I'm a bit, it's a bit groggy and sleepy at the time, and he seemed pretty slow though. I kind of was sitting there, I was like, I bet I could grab him if I like, you know what I mean? Like if I really, I think I could get him, but I'm like, we were kind of like in a pretty middle of nowhere Texas place, and I was like, I bet a hospital is pretty far away. Like this probably be a good headline for how I go out, but I don't think I'm going to risk it, so I just let him be.
That's rock star life, rattlesnakes. I asked that question. You have a lot of snake imagery that you use.
Yeah.
There's the album, and then there's a snake in Hope with all the people. And then also, I would be the same way. I wouldn't freak, but I'm not petting it. I'm not even considering what John is thinking.
Rattlesnake John over there.
Yeah, that's a good nickname. Rattlesnake John. What about lightning? Are you someone, if it's storming and afraid of lightning, you're like freaking out, or?
I kind of love it, to be honest. I love a good storm. With it as well too, like in Toronto, like and like Ontario, we surf the lakes, so the bad weather actually kicks up the waves. And we had it the one time down at Pleasant Beach, Lake Erie, and I was out with a buddy, and we were surfing, and there was a lightning bolt that like it was like right above me, kind of thing. It wasn't near me like crazily, but I just saw his face kind of go into shot, and he's like, I was like, that was right above me, wasn't it? And it like I could feel the kind of presence of it and see it light up, kind of thing. And then we were like, we should probably go in and wait for a bit for this to pass over. So we did, but I love it. I love a good storm.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. Like I'm more inclined to go sit on the front porch like in a storm and just kind of like, yeah, check it out. It's awesome. It's like rainy and stormy and flashes of lightning, and I think it's awesome. It's really cool.
That's happening at my house right now. Actually, that's why I ran away earlier. It started raining sideways and my windows were open. Now my bedroom is a little flooded, but it's fine. It's fine.
So we're both in Florida. She's north of me. I'm in South Florida, but especially in the summertime, it'll be like a regular morning, and then come like noon, 1, maybe later in the afternoon, it's just dark, and it'll be the most torrential, crazy lightning, crazy thunder, and then at 5 o'clock, it's like done. It's like very quick but insane storms. So, and people freak out about lightning. Oh, this is why I asked too. I just didn't even check my notes. Would you hold a banjo in the sky during a lightning storm? Boom, nailed it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good run.
Where's the craziest place you've heard your own music?
I don't know if I have like a great answer for that one either. Like I have to think about that one. Like I think like on some level, it's still even now cool to hear it anywhere, honestly. Like I still think it's like neat if you're like at the mall or something. Like, like in a car radio is one thing. Like it's where like people listen, but like I still, man, this makes me sound lame, but like I still think it's cool to like hear it anywhere, and I hope that feeling never goes away. Like it's still a neat thing to like hear your own music being played out in the world, and yeah, that's my no answer.
It's a great answer.
Yeah, that there was that. What was the Apple show that just had spirits on it with I'm not sure the name of it, but it popped up on there, and I was like, oh, cool. And then it's really funny as well too. I was out at dinner at like I don't even know the restaurant. It was like a Krabby Joe's or something up this way or something along those lines. And Young and Wild popped on, and my mom was like, huh, huh, huh. I was like, yeah, yeah, I know, I know. That's my band. And it was really cool and it was really cute. But same sort of vibe. Like you hear it come up, like having Hold Me on the, like just pop up on the radio out of nowhere, like driving somewhere monotonous on like a terrible stretch of highway. It just perks you up and it's just like, this is nuts. Like that's so sweet. And it just, that buzz is, yeah, something that just is magic to have.
It's very cool. I mean that's just what you want as a kid, envisioning being a musician, those minor moments that are massive in reality. I forget what song it was, but there's a comedian named Nate Bargatze who uses Strumbellas on to come on stage.
Oh,
And this is like a few years ago. He's massive. Check him out. I hope this doesn't get anyone in trouble. But yeah, I saw him, and then like his special was out, and I'd have to do some digging, but he comes out to a Strumbella song. So
do you know what song? I've never heard. This is amazing. I love this.
Yeah,
do you know
cool.
who that is? Do you know who Nate Bargatze is?
I don't think so.
The name kind of rings a bell.
I want to say it was We Don't Know.
Cool.
That's what that's my hunch. Nate Bargatze, I'm sure we could look it up. Some forum online might have it, but yeah. Are you patient? Jimmy, you're saying you're sometimes tardy, but are you patient?
No, no,
No, no.
I am the most impatient person, especially with myself as well too. I find that I just want like we're learning like a lot of tunes for this tour. I just want it in my head like yesterday kind of thing, and I hate the learning phase because it takes me so long to get some, and then once it's in my melon, I'm like, okay, we're good. It's there to kind of like grab whenever, but my God, I am very impatient with a lot of stuff. Like I'll order something and be staring outside the window, being like, "Where is it? Is it here yet? What? I need a pizza now, Taco Bell now.
I need Taco Bell now." Yeah. John, are you a patient man?
I think I am fairly patient. Yeah, it depends on what it is, you know. Like again, if I'm starving and it's Taco Bell, I'm maybe perhaps not as patient, but like a yeah, I don't know. Not to get like all like philosophical here, but like I think sometimes like uh it's like easy advice to give to like, oh, be patient, it'll come. Like if you want to like keep practicing guitar, like um like just keep at it, it's gonna work. And like it's hard to say that to yourself over and over again. But like if you do, then sort of one day you're like, oh yeah, I'm playing that thing I couldn't play before or whatever. Or like Jimmy's like, oh man, I do remember all those lyrics now. But like anyway, patience is important, and I'm somewhat patient.
Love that.
He's like, oh, by the way, are we almost done here? Come on. Okay, this might be our dumbest question, but I love it. What's your favorite size of batteries?
I mean, double A. I mean, could you say anything else? Like it just feels like it's like, you look at the triple A and you're like, okay, that's too small. It appears off. A 9 volt, what rectangle? What are we talking about here? Like, but a double A, like, you know.
I've been using what's the little round ones that you put in the snark tuners. I've been using a lot of those like too many times I've come across them lately because I've had to change like the clicker for my car as well.
I think that's a 2028.
I hate them. They're annoying. Then you put them in and they like you fumble them about. Double A's, or triple A is where it's at. Sorry, double A is where it's.
Okay, this just in. Double A is the correct answer. Uh, were you talking about the little disc, silver disc ones that
Yeah,
go in like watches and like you said, car things? Yeah, F those.
painful. Like these little guys. Obviously, the people at home can't see it, but yeah, those little guys.
Just
Yeah.
the record show Jimmy is holding up a small round battery and
Yeah. For all the viewers at home, is 3 volts, made in Japan.
About the size of a nickel.
Yeah, you got it.
So descriptive. You're really painting a picture here. Okay, so in your lyrics, there's a lot of imagery of ghosts. Have you ever seen a ghost? And let me preface. I don't want to be like I felt one, I felt it. No, I want you seen a ghost, you seen some shit move, anything like that.
no, but have not thought to myself, man, how would I react? You know what I mean?
I haven't seen one, but I definitely feel like they're about.
I want to. Well, okay, so John, you mentioned how you would react. Would you want to see one? Would you be after the fact? Let's say you're removed from it, the fear, and you're like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, again, I think it just depends on like what this ghost looks like. Like, you know, he looks friendly enough. Like, you know, why not go up there and say hey or whatever? But like, if he looks like a tortured soul and he looks pretty scary and his eyes are glowing red, I think like my desire to go say hey might change. Like, you know, it's very context dependent, I think.
I'm envisioning the little girl from The Ring. When you talk about the tortured soul, I'm like, no, I would run from that one.
Be terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna chuck a sheet on and stand outside your bunk on the bus during this tour. So,
I must thank you for answering those two dumb questions, batteries and ghosts, in earnest with like thoughtful responses.
do it.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever played Texas Hold'em?
I have. I played like more like when I was like in university, I played a bunch with my buddies and I thought I was like pretty good. And then I was in Las Vegas for this like this trip and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm going to sit at the table. I'm gonna like put my like and it was like a low stakes table. Like I put my like $40 down and it was just like and it's all gone. Well, see you later. He's like, I'm out of here. And it happened so fast, and I have no idea how to play Texas Hold'em in real life.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know even why I asked that question?
No.
The single is called Hold Me.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough, like thinking of these word association questions. You're like, what has Hold'em in it? Texas Hold'em. Jimmy, have you played?
I have a couple of, like, not a crazy amount, but a couple of times. I had fun. Like, not very good at it. I'm terrible at lying, so my face is not good with the whole like bluffing thing. I just have a stupid smug expression on when I have a good hand, so that doesn't really work out too well.
You wear your heart on your sleeve. That's what that means.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. If you had your own talk show, who would be the first musical guest on the talk show?
Ooh.
Like I'd probably want to like I you'd want to pick someone who you had a good rapport with. You know what I mean? Like your first show. So I'd pick Jimmy probably. I'd have Jimmy as my first musical guest.
Oh,
I think we get on quite fine. You know what I mean? And that's who I'd have on.
yeah, same. Same. I'm going John. That'd be that. Let's do it.
That's adorable. That's fucking
At that
adorable.
point, we just have now we're co-hosts of the same talk show. At that point, like we're just now we need
It's
to
$1 million idea. This just happened.
And you could rotate like band leader, host, you know?
John me.
Mhm. Yeah, Jon Me talk show.
John me talk show.
I love it. Or what is it? What's the Canadian like broadcasting? CBC?
CBC. Yeah,
Yeah,
CBC.
they're calling. They're gonna put you on.
It's happening. Still happening.
Okay. As I said, I just want to ask this question. I want to say this question a lot. I said the battery thing was the dumbest question. It's not. This is definitely the dumbest question. What shows are you into? But I wrote, what shows are you currently strumming? I'm sorry. I apologize to the listeners. To you. What shows are you currently strumming right now?
I am watching The Curse right now,
Okay.
and it is really good and really awkward and uncomfortable. And it's like, I know that's like maybe not like a ringing endorsement of a show, but like that's what they're going for. And I would it's a must watch.
All right.
I just finished Sopranos for the first time, and my God, I'm gonna give no spoilers, but that last episode is just like I didn't realize it was the final episode too, and it just ramps up and then just leaves it all up to your imagination, and it's such an anxiety filled experience that I had with that I was just like, oh, and then it was just like messed me up a bit. And they kind of suck. Like everybody in The Sopranos is like a really bad person too. So I found myself watching it, and then I'm like, I need to take a break from this because I am losing all faith in humanity by watching this show too much. And I was just like, gonna love it from a distance for a bit. But yeah, now I'm kind of like I'm in no man's land for a little bit, where I'm trying to find the next show to latch onto and obsess about.
Well, if I can sell you on The Curse, let me tell you this.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm writing it down. Go to the book.
I just wrote it down.
I did too. I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
You want to have a show that, true story, has full frontal shots of a micro penis frequently throughout in ways that you did not anticipate and probably have very little to do with the plot. Like it's unrelated to the overall plot. But anyway,
It's gonna make it look great.
up there, guys. That's what happens in the show.
We're on board.
Sold.
So, I mean, I just watched the movie Saltburn, and there's tons of wieners in that one. So
Oh my God,
I might need
yeah.
to break it up a little bit.
Yeah, that guy's got a great penis.
This is perfect. This is so great. Thank you. Also, streaming. Can't believe I even got that out there. Okay. This isn't even a question. So in the bio, like in your bio, it says you for the new album, you whittled 50 songs down to 12. Is that true? That's bananas.
Yeah, we really did. Like we kind of had the pandemic, right? So like there was just like lots of time to like you just hang in a room, me and Jimmy, or me, Jimmy, any number of combo of the band. Like we had a little studio space in the West End of Toronto, and like there was just like lots of time to hang out and write songs. I don't think it's all that uncommon to have that many songs. I think maybe we're just like the most vocal about having that many songs because like some like you mean like sounds like a lot, but like also, there's like a bunch of us and we all write and like sort of, like it's not like we had like 50 verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, like, fully fledged. Like some of them might have just been kind of like an idea or whatever. But we truly did like go through that many and yeah, like through various processes of like songs would shuffle up to the top and then fall down and like it was a whole process to get down to those 12.
Shared Snow Shovel is one of the on the cutting room floor. So that'll
Yeah.
be on a
It's coming back
unreleased.
next album.
That's wild. Also, what's crazy is the number 424 million listens of Spirits on Spotify. That's just Spotify. That's like that. Can you even compute that fucking number?
No, it's like I think it's like beyond sort of comprehension. But again, it's so cool. Like it's like one like again, I hope that's never not cool for me to be like 400 million plus is huge. And I think like if I were to like try to like dream big about what I wanted, like when I wanted to be a musician, like, when I first started playing guitar or whatever, like that seems like such a crazy number. And again, I think like still a lot of the stuff is like new and exciting and like it hasn't quite sunk in. And like, again, I kind of hope that it never does. Like, I hope I'm always like, that's crazy. Like, that's so cool. Like, it's just awesome. I don't know, man. It's really cool to see.
Pretty cool. I have to say, so one of the reasons I personally love your band so much is because when I moved from New York City to Florida, I was very upset about it. And what got me through was my car at the time, the new car I got came with like stream or what's it called, satellite radio. And the best radio station is The Verge, which plays like Canadian indie music. And that's when that song was like this 2016 ish. And yeah, driving around with me and my daughter just singing that shit. That's so that'll quantify that 424 million for you just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.
Okay. Do you follow us on Instagram? Who runs Instagram?
We kind of all do.
Follow Bothering the Band, but also everyone listening, follow the Strumbellas. You don't need it, certainly, but I'm trying to. You don't need my promotion, but everyone follow the Strumbellas. Next, couple more questions. Can you give us a book recommendation? You already gave us a show recommendation. Jon, you said you stay up reading.
Yep. I'm currently reading, man, I don't know if I get the title exactly, but The Moon is a Cruel Mistress or The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, which is like this sci-fi book from the 70s, I believe. And it's about sort of like a communist revolution on like we sort of the moon is like a penal colony for Earth, and people are like organizing and realizing that like they're getting the short end of the stick. And so there's like they're organizing a revolution on the moon. And it's pretty cool. And it's like interesting. I love sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi guy. Like I love looking at how people thought the future was going to be. Like this doesn't give away any of the plot, but like there's this supercomputer in the book, and like um he gains knowledge by physically reading books. Like they attach an arm onto him so he can like quickly thumb through pages and read books. Um like it's just like it's such a way to get knowledge from the 60s and 70s that like they couldn't imagine there's a computer where you just like boop, put in a USB stick and it's got 10 million books. Like they actually like put an arm on him so like he actually can read books and gain knowledge that way. And it's just cool.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm currently reading the Rick Rubin one that's doing the rounds. I can't think of the name for the life of me right now, but it's really cool. And I think the opening paragraphs are like, artists are more sensitive than most people, and I was like, oh, thank you, Rick. That's sweet of you to let me feel all right with it. It's great though. It's good. It's kind of it's good.
That one's definitely on the list. I don't know about you, but I can definitely speak for Abby. Wherever that stack of books sits, your nightstand, your dining room table, it never gets smaller. So it just
adding to the pile.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I try. Okay. What song? I think I know the answer. What song of yours should we end the episode with, and why?
Jon.
I think Hold Me. Because you so cleverly tied it in with Texas Hold'em. I think it's a song about kind of like who you turn to, in tough times. And Jimmy and I will have our talk show together. Like, he's the guy I turn to, So like, I'd take it out with Hold Me.
Yeah, by the Strumbellas.
Yeah, the Strumbellas, yeah.
When I hear it, it sounds even worse.
Official band of AA batteries, you know what I mean?
Sponsored by Tech.
No, okay. If you could bother a musician, live or dead, who would you bother in the vein of this silly interview, and what would you ask them?
Jon Hembry, and how'd you get so damn handsome?
Man, that's like a tough one. Like, I think I would love to interview Miles Davis in this kind of format because I feel like he would be curmudgeonly about it, and he would hate it, and he'd be like, why is this asshole asking me these stupid questions that have nothing to do with jazz? And I would just be loving it, and I think he would hate it, and there's something awesome about that.
Yeah, I mean, unless you could get him, unless you could make him chuckle or break once and play the game.
That's true. That's true. Maybe he'd be really into it. Like, it's hard to say.
Yeah. Okay. What's next for the Strumbellas?
Big tour. Yeah, we're off. We're across Canada in February. And then we'll be in the States in April. That's kind of the big thing we're coming up right now. Buy your tickets online. Yeah. Album comes out February 9th.
There we go.
You know, lot of big stuff coming up.
I know Shelby was like, mention the date. Shout out to Shelby for making this happen. Guys, we can't thank you enough for literally having fun with us today, playing along with our very stupid game. Yeah, we're huge fans and will be forever. So
No, it's great. Thank you so much for having
Thank you.
us.
It's great. No, it's like I love an interview where I can talk about my favorite battery. You know what I mean? I'm just dying to talk about it, and this is my chance to do it. So it's great.
We've got you covered.
Yeah.
we got you charged. Boom.
Yay! One day it'll all make sense when the love is gone and the money spent. One day we feel again, count the lines on my face, remember when. So I'll stand like a god at night, with my fists up, I was born to fight. Don't have a plan, just starry nights. My best friend, my deadly advice. So hold me, I don't wanna be lonely. Wishing somebody told me things are not as they seem. Guide us from the shadows that hide us, leave the worries behind us, find a road with love. The world is a scary place, feels like home, but I've moved away. Crumbles into the night, I wake up wondering if I'm alright. So I'll stand while the heavens fall. For your love I'd risk it all. Ain't nothing out there to make us whole. Give me shelter to save our souls. So hold me, I don't wanna be lonely. Wishing somebody told me things are not as they seem. Guide us from the shadows that hide us, leave the worries behind us, find a road with love. Don't let me down, don't let me down. 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 So hold me, I don't wanna feel lonely. Wishing somebody told me things are not as they seem. Guide us from the shadows that hide us, leave your worries behind us, find a road with love.